I've always liked to 100% good games like Monster Hunter and the Dark Souls games. However, there is a game which I've always wanted to platinum, Celeste. I played through the main story last year and since then it's living rent-free inside my head. And I knew I just had to do it because I liked the story and the music. Without further ado, I present to you the path to playing Celeste 100%. Once I logged back on, I immediately opened chapter 1 A-side and collected all strawberries and even got the crystal heart. However, since I was a bit rusty, I haven't played for a year and I actually forgot you need to dash in order to get the crystal heart. Oh, there you go. After getting the B-side cassette tape, I immediately realized that I have missed one strawberry, and I was wondering where I would have lost it. After a bit of digging, however, I immediately found it hidden underneath a breakable wall. Oh! Fine. After getting all the strawberries for chapter 1, I immediately got arrogant and went for the 1-up achievement where you need to have 6 or more strawberries on you before you touch the ground. To make things already challenging enough, a strawberry only takes 1 second on the floor in order to be absorbed. 2 hours in and I realized why only 7.7% of players have these achievements. Speed? Seriously? Oh my god! My god! No! No. My god, no. Oh my effort wasted. No! Come on! No! Yes! Fuck yes! Oh my god, that's so bullshit, dude. Once the celebration for the 1-up achievement is over, I then proceeded to get all the remaining hearts and strawberries I have missed on my initial playthrough. I also went ahead and got the Pico minigame for the trophy later on. This strawberry in chapter 5 had me molding for a while, especially when the seeker is guarding the strawberry with his life. Oh my Christ. Fucking dogshit monster. No! Eventually I got all the strawberries, B-side cassette tapes and crystal hearts for all the A-sides. There are 5 remaining strawberries scattered across core A-sides, so I have to complete all chapter 1 to 7 B-sides in order for me to access chapter 8 A-side and then B-side. And I helped Pico 8 finish the game. I'm glad I only need to spend 34 minutes on that because this minigame is so shit. There are a total of 8 trophies related to the B-sides, but for this part alone we're gonna do chapter 1 and 7 B-sides. Once I opened chapter 1 B-side, I noticed there are a lot more spikes in every room, and there is a lot less ground for me to land and think about what to do. I need to be very careful when I jump, dash and wall climb. However, this room has stopped me dead in my tracks. As you can see, every corner is covered with spikes and you need to manipulate the spring platform, which is also moving at the same time, to cover distance. If not, you'll be impaled by the spikes. Fucking dogshit game. Fuck! After completing the hardest room in chapter 1B and some tedious parkour, finally, thank the Lord, Jesus Christ, I love Jesus Christ. And riding on the moving platforms, I was able to reach the heart room. There you go, finally. With a tiny bit of raging. Fucking grab the wall, you fanboy. Nice, yay. I'm having so much fun. Yay. No, no, no! Okay. Finally. Finally, for fuck's sake. Overall, Chapter 1 B-sides is a good tutorial for future B-sides and what I should expect from them. However, 2 B-sides spiced things up by introducing a new mechanic called a dream block jump. To pull this off, you have to press jump immediately after exiting the dream block, and you will get extra momentum and regain your dash at the same process. After escaping Babylon... What? I'm sorry, after escaping Babylon and not getting interrupted by game crashes. Finally, for fuck's sake. While applying the dream block jump technique to our playthrough, I was able to escape the old site and locating the heart room. Yes! Let's go. Fucking Christ. Although the deaths are a bit more, the new tech introduced was really fun and I enjoyed it. However, Chapter 3 took difficulty to a whole new level by spamming blobs everywhere, and you have to be extra careful. One misstep and you'll be one-shotted from them. Finally! After clearing some rooms, I stumbled upon this monstrosity of a room, and I think this is one of the hardest rooms in the game because you have to rely on a spring to get all the door tokens scattered across in this very screen. And with the blobs patrolling the area, this isn't easy. Okay. Thank the Lord! I love Jesus Christ, amen. With now a boost to my confidence, I cleared out even harder rooms with less attempts. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! After exiting the hotel, we are immediately confronted by the manager, Mr. Oshiro, and like an angry Karen, I do not have nice words to say to him, since he has gobbled me up way too many times. With sheer grit, determination and also lack of skill, we managed to escape Oshiro's massive jaws and escape into the heart room. Finally, for fuck's sake. The last room is very tricky as you have to use 2 disappearing and appearing springs to get all the door tokens, and after fumbling the bag a few times. No! Fucking dog shit. Yes! I then attempted for B-side, where bubbles have made a return. They are an okay mechanic and I like it. You also need to navigate around moving platforms while using the green bubbles to evade the spikes. I also spent a lot of time attempting this aneurysm of the room. I dub it the elevator of pain, since you need to consume a lot of stamina navigating around the block and not get impaled by the spikes. After dying a bunch of times in this screen, I resorted to using assist mode since the later parts of chapter 4 tilted me a lot mentally. And I got the heart as well, even though it felt like a hollow victory. With 844 deaths and almost 1,400 deaths for chapter 4 and chapter 3 respectively, I immediately logged off for the day since completing 3 B-sides has taken a toll on my mental health. I immediately logged back on for the next day and attempted chapter 5B. The calming jazz music helped me cope, and eventually I arrived at my destination, the Cursed Mirror, where you actually get trapped and you have to escape the hostile mirror dimension with a mysterious guest. After careful navigation in the mirror dimension and maneuvering around the very aggressive seekers, like who the hell designed them? They are very unfair sometimes. Finally. No. Finally, we meet again with our friend Theo, who is trapped in a crystal yet again, and it is our responsibility to escort him out of the dimension alive. If you throw him into the abyss, we will both die. I have a word in saying that these artworks are wrong as hell, cause she is not only able to throw Theo, a grown-ass man, in a crystallized structure, she is also able to wall jump with said crystal on her shoulders and arms. She must be a bodybuilder. Anyways, after tossing Theo like a ragdoll, we kind of escaped the mirror dimension and entered the heart room. With the help of Madeline, Badeline, and Theo, we managed to scour across the room and landed next to the heart. For fuck's sake, man. Chapter 5B is a very fun B-side, although I died a lot, and it also helps when the music is so good. Since everything in the B-sides are covered with spikes, we have the resource to Kevin in chapter 6 to travel across the whole entire screen. Oh my god, that was clean. We also used the golden feather, but I don't like this mechanic since the flexibility of the feather is so restricted for keyboard. Bouncing baddies are also reintroduced, and they are one of my most hated mechanics, as you will see in the following. Okay, let me cook. No, don't let me cook. It's bad. No! Oh my god! When you failed the task successfully... Oh! What the fuck? No! 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 No!
Jesus Christ!
With all the hatred, I put that energy into determination to conquer this room. Finally! Oh my Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. However, after advancing throughout the B-side, I realized that the non-battling parts were taking way too long, since the point of chapter 6 is to confront your innermost self. Yes! Oh my Christ. It's still going on? How? Fortunately, after beating this level, I have found what I have been looking for. Finally, for chapter 6 B-side, Badeline's parts are very well done and I like them. Do you recall that in chapter 2, Badeline can chase you around the map and even summons clones of herself, right? Well, in that case, the tables have turned and now we have become the boss, and it is up to us to convert Badeline in our most valuable ally and, most importantly, a second dash in chapter 7, 8 and 9. I have put together a compilation of me rocking Badeline's world, so sit back, get a drink and enjoy. Yes! Oh my Christ. Although the death count is very high for this B-side, I have lots of fun playing this, even though I hate the bouncing baddie, but the Badeline parts made up for it. After reuniting with Badeline, we are able to climb from the bottom to the very top of Celeste Mountain without any difficulty. The length for every chapter in this B-side is very appropriate, and I wished the B-sides were as short as these. But whoever made this in the chapter 3 section, I don't know what's wrong with you, you need help. After climbing over fragile objects, bouncing over temporary clouds, and bouncing over the springs, which is very satisfying, we finally climbed most of the mountain and reached the final 10 checkpoints. So in the final 8 checkpoints of this map, you can actually do a dash jump once you are close to a wall. However, after inconsistent attempts, I finally pulled it off, but still I have no idea how to consistently do this. After getting stuck in this section, I gave up and resorted to infinite dashes, invincibility to get the heart. Now, before I get cancelled for abusing assist mode too many times, actually it's 3 times,
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
I actually learned how to dash jump in one of the seasides, so you have to check that out too. Anyways, after amassing over 1,500 deaths, I got all the remaining B-side related trophies and I logged off for the night since I was pretty tired after completing those B-sides. There are 3 achievements related to Chapter 8, 4 if you include complete all seasides achievement, but we'll just leave that for now. With 14 hearts in our inventory, we are able to bypass the gate with ease and start our Chapter 8 A-side journey. Along the way, I evaded fireballs, used breakable cubes to traverse great distances, and riding alongside conveyor belts on the walls. I discovered later that you can turn on and off lava and ice mode with just a switch. I also realized I cannot regen my dashes from standing on magma/ice cubes on the floor, bumping on ice balls, and even bouncing from bouncing baddies. And the only way to regain dashes is to get a dash crystal, which means I have more reason to hate on the bouncing Betty now. With all that complaining aside, I started to collect every strawberry in this map. Okay, my first strawberry. Oh my Christ, dude, fucking dog. Okay, nice. Yes. With all the normal strawberries collected, I escaped the continuous surges of lava waves and frosty waves using the golden feather and expert maneuvering. And after a bunch of failed attempts, we finally got the cassette tape for Chapter 8 B-side. Last but not least, we reached the center of the core, which is apparently space, and we got the heart. There you go. After being tormented with the B-sides, this chapter really feels relaxing and easy to complete. We also unlocked Chapter 9, but before I do that, we best be doing 8B and the C-sides. My first playthrough of 8B made me realize why I needed those 15 hearts in the first place. With more fireballs on the screen and less dash management, it is very hard to keep up with things, and one slight mistake will cost you the entire room. The bouncing Betty rooms are even harder than before, since your muscle memory is trained to at least dash once after bouncing off the bouncing Betty in Chapter 6. Yet with all those difficulties ahead, I still treaded along. For this room I nearly conquered it, but my laptop had other ideas. Oh my god, oh my god. Fuck! After that, I fixed the crash issues and immediately completed the room and even harder ones as well. I actually like this cassette room the most because the space medium complements the cassette timing very well, and you have to calculate your moves to make them enough to bypass the cassette obstacles. I used to be very scared of the spike in front of me, but after a lot of attempts I just realized you just need to roll with the flow. Finally, after 3 hours and 40 minutes. This B-side is mechanically challenging and fun at the same time. After playing this B-side, I appreciated its unique mechanics more. After getting all 3 achievements related to Chapter 8, I rested for tonight to prepare for one final achievement standing between us and Farewell. Complete all C-sides. C-sides are way shorter than B-sides as they only consist of 3 screens, but they are way harder than B-sides would have been to compensate the short length. Once I logged back on to Chapter 1C, I can already feel the difficulty spike. The first screen was already hard for me since I have no mastery over the appropriate time to jump when the conveyor belt platform accelerates, especially the last section since I got stuck here for an hour. There was an instance where I successfully did it, but like in real life, I fumbled the bag. Your job is to dash when you see an opening. How did you fuck this up? After several more attempts, I did it. After the first room, the second room feels very easy in comparison. Eventually, I got the heart. Yes! I think half of the deaths came from the first screen, but other than that I'm happy with it. After getting past the first 2 screens, both are pretty easy honestly. The room with 5 Badalins chasing you while you have to get 4 door tokens is much harder than this. With all being said, it is time for the final room. With all being said, 2C is way easier than 1C. Similar to Chapter 1, 3C starts off with a very hard first screen. Fuck! Fuck! Oh my god, that was clutch, that was clutch, that was clutch. When I entered the second screen, I realized I could not run from my demons any longer. This section requires me to dash jump, however there's a blob patrolling it. However, I am not giving up on this one and I kept on trying and trying and trying. After some practice, I finally did it. And what you have to do is dash right when you make contact with the wall, immediately press space to gain tremendous momentum. With this newly found knowledge, I quickly applied what I have learned. Yes! Oh, that was so satisfying, my god. After conquering the second room, our smile has disappeared as Mr. Oshiro has made an unfortunate guest appearance. Now I finally understand where Badalin is coming from. After becoming Mr. Oshiro's breakfast, brunch, lunch, snack, tea, and dinner, and eventually we get closer and closer to finishing the level. And just like in real life, I always fumble the bag at the most important parts. Fuck! Yes! Honestly, I was a bit surprised at how little I died. After completing 3C, I felt a lot more confident pulling off dash jumps. Chapter 2 is a test of managing stamina and navigating around the moving platform, and just like that I passed with flying colors. Nice. And after some while, I eventually got the heart. Nice. Wow, 113 deaths. I wonder if he used assist mode or anything.
You can't keep getting away with it!
If you think you have mastered the dash jump already, Chapter 5C will humble you by requiring you to dash jump repeatedly without stopping. Genuinely, in my opinion, I think this is one of the harder rooms in Seasides. Oh my god, that was clean. The second room was way easier than the first, and it took me only 2 tries, and all that's left is the final screen. The last screen can be a little bit challenging because it tests every skill you have learned up till now, including dash jumping after exiting the red orb. Honestly, I feel great that there are no seekers on this map. For real, they are very annoying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, who would have thought removing Seekers from Mirror Temple would make it fun to play? With all the extreme training Chapter 5C Screen 1 gave me, Chapter 6 Screens 1 and 2 felt a bit more manageable. I think I died a lot in Screen 2 where you have to free fall into the spikes right after dashing into cavern. Finally! Thank fucking finally! I hope there's a checkpoint here, or else I'm gonna lose my fucking marbles. And since Screen 7 is filled with bouncing baddies and a bunch of spikes, I was quick to fill up my rage meter. I hate those fucking devs who put the fucking spike right on top of the bouncy things. I hope you Damn, that's crazy. Why did I jump forward? That is fucking Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, that was clutch, that was clutch, that was so close, man. The deaths are a bit high for this one since the bouncing baddies always grieve me. Overall, it's very challenging for a seaside and it's way challenging than 3C. Now, it is time to reclimb Celeste Mountain, but legitimately. From struggling to hit dash jump to now consistently doing that every time, I'm fully confident that I will crush this map. Oh my god, that was so clean, man. I'm glad I improved a lot, holy fuck. Now full of confidence, I embarked into the next room and crushed it with just a few attempts. Okay. Don't fuck this up, okay, good. Now it is time for me to reface my demons, as this seaside is one of the hardest considered by the majority of the community, not just because of the difficulty, but how long it is. The longer the screen is, the more easier you're gonna slip up and make mistakes. And a lot of mistakes I did make, from dying to spikes, not overcommitting my dash jumps, my dashes, my jumps, and failing to free fall into the narrow tight gaps of the spikes. I was quick to rage. Why did I do that? What the fuck? Ah, that was so close, man. Ah, I finally did it, but After 4 hours and 30 minutes, I have done it. I have conquered one of the hardest maps in Celeste, and after listening to Granny, I got the heart. And just like expected, it took me a lot of dying to get to my current status. After meeting the Heart Gate's requirements, for 8C, we are once again introduced with a new tech. Celeste, when it comes to introducing new tech in endgame, I got one more in me. And after dying a few times, I realized I can just press all 4 buttons at once and do the thing. Okay. After some struggle in screen 2, we finally reached screen 3. Thank you! Thank you very much, Jesus Christ, I love you so much. Now, only one screen stands in our way to total victory. Okay. Yes! Oh, shit. Holy fuck. That is so good. After coming back from 7C, this seaside feels a lot more easier, but still challenging. Once all seasides are complete, we embark our journey to chapter 9. We return to 7C where we discover the horrifying truth. Oh. I guess Granny died, huh? Thanks for telling me, Captain Obvious, otherwise I would not have known that. And after having a small argument with our golf personality, shortly afterwards the tutorial bird just honked in our face and then left. And curious, we decided to investigate. The fuck? Somehow Madeline has launched us into the stratosphere. And somehow the bird and Madeline can breathe in space. Are you suggesting necromancy? What the fuck? Since our plans are a bit bullshit, Madeline fucked off and left us be. We continued on the path of what is supposed to be a moon without any space gear. And somehow there is electricity on the moon, but I'll take it over the constant spikes in the B and C sides. And after getting stuck on this room for quite some time since I was too dumb, I don't have 2 dashes. That's a problem. I realized I can just conserve my 2 dashes by simply wall climbing and parkour. Okay, can I make it? The question is. There you go, I can make it. One question for the Celeste enjoyers: why am I not taking any damage when I'm traversing through the door? There you go, took me several attempts but we ballin'. What the fuck is that fish? These pufferfish are new mechanics added to Farewell, and if you bounce off the top half of the fish, you will get an extra bump while holding space. And if you come close to its bottom half, the tail and the mouth, you will get propelled over a great distance. Using this knowledge, I quickly applied it to the next rooms. Oh, what? What? Don't choke. There you go. You can also use the pufferfish to get door tokens through explosions. There you go. Oh. With enough practice, I quickly combined the 2 techniques together to conquer the following rooms. Okay. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? However, the next room had me clueless because I only have 2 brain cells. And I couldn't find the correct pathway. I just want to go down the fucking spring, dude. If I go to the right and go to the stone platforms, they will just... Huh? I'm so lost. And after watching a YouTube guide, all I needed to do was really just go from left to right. Eh? There you go. That's what I like. So, whoever made that pufferfish can bounce off from springs needs a raise because it's so satisfying and fun to play with. There you go. Oh my god. I almost fell into the abyss. And after bypassing this electrical room, someone called Dwayne The Rock Johnson because this room smells like what The Rock is cooking. Isn't that easier? Why did you fail so many times, huh? Following the last room, we are introduced to another new mechanic. Oh, there's a jellyfish. Which I then carelessly threw over the map. The jellyfish acts as a parachute and lets you glide across the room. It disappears when it makes contact with the light pillar though. With the assistance of the jellyfish, we have gained a lot of altitude and eventually found our target bird just narrowly escaping our sight. To get to it though, we must first bypass 5 locked doors in our path. After a bit of puzzle solving and finally reaching the generator. Okay, finally. Jesus Christ, it took way too long. With all the electrical obstacles gone, we can now collect 5 keys. While getting the 5 keys, you will learn how to release the jellyfish, immediately dash and grab the jellyfish again to get even more height. You will also learn that the jellyfish can phase through spikes and you have to maneuver around the obstacle to grab the jellyfish. First try.
We do not care.
Additionally, you can bounce the jellyfish off on walls to get bonus height. There you go. Fuck! There you go. Jesus Christ, I almost choked. The final key puts what we have learned to the test, and being a studious student, I passed it with flying colors. Okay. This should be it, right? Fucking Christ. Oh my Christ. There you go. With the final key being inserted into the keyhole, we are now clear for red orb takeoff to ascend further into space and gaze upon the stars. Just like Neil Armstrong said, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Ooh, the violin do be shredding though. The first 2 levels are not bad at all, but the third kind of rattled me. The third level needs you to precisely land on the spring or you will just die from one slight mistake. Although this looks smooth, it took me way too long to get to that. Fucking finally, for fuck's sake. This room also gave me some struggle, but ultimately in the end, this room feels so good to conquer as it requires almost perfect timing. Oh my god, that was so smooth. Dude. Using 200 IQ, my 2 brain cells, pure grit, determination, and lack of skill, we continued on cruising through the subsequent rooms. At that time, I was playing this section for 3 hours and 45 minutes, and I thought I am getting close to completing this chapter. Nevertheless, I'm gonna shut up for a while and let you observe my astonishing skills. Nice. Oh my god. Breathe. However, once we have gotten the hut, the bird saw we were distracted and decided to skedaddle right by. Being reminded what our original plan was, we decided to shatter the hut and continue moving forward. The hut gate thought he scanned off, but after completing all A, B and C sides, he decided to let us through. After teabagging the car, I entered the lone internet cafe that is just there for some reason. Only has 1 computer and no staff. I'ma just be a grade A level hater and just type a negative review on Google. And once again, we are introduced to a brand new tech in late game. Celeste, when it comes to introducing advanced tech in late game, I got one more in me. You know that shit's gone through the roof when there even is an animation on how to do it. And there even is a side-by-side tutorial on how to pull this off. Of course I failed multiple times and didn't get the memo. Oh, I did it, but I didn't regain dash. I then reviewed the wave dashing slides and successfully failed again. After 10 minutes of failure, I finally learned how to do it. You have to jump upwards, then dash downwards, and then immediately jump forward. Wow, thanks for the helpful tips. I just wish there was an internet cafe with a PowerPoint presentation telling me on what to do.
Do me a favor. Shut the fuck up.
Anyways, we have just learned enough skill to bypass the tutorial. Oh my god, finally. The bird thought we got filtered and decided to show itself, however we got its ass lacking. Gotcha, bitch. There you go. After fumbling one of the easiest bags in Madeline's life, we just tell ourselves it is what it is and continued treading on the way. And her sheer motivation somehow causes the moon to start crumbling. This section immediately becomes harder than the first part of the DLC, as you have to perfectly execute a wave dash in order to get across the obstacle, and the pathways are similar to how B and C sides work. And expectedly, this is way longer than B and C sides combined. This room borrows some attributes from 3B and 3C, as you have to go forward and backwards twice while avoiding the absurd placements of spikes and positioning wisely on Kevin's head so you won't get hit by the corrupted spikes on his head. Finally, for fuck's sake. I think this room is the third most difficult room for me because there literally is no solid ground for me to regroup and recover, and you have to land on the dash crystal after you've gotten the door token, which is very hard for me to do. I swear to Christ, these spikes are so fucking bullshit.
Oh my god, stop, bro, I'm stuck.
Fucking Christ. Jump. And jump. Thank you. The following screens just mix Chapter 9 unique mechanics and tech along with previous gimmicks from previous chapters, and after a series of wave dashing and dream block dashing. Nice! And we reached the end of the section by a beautiful, actually I think this is the most beautiful segment I've ever seen in a video game. You know what, I'll just shut up for a while and let you marvel at this. Yeah, that's enough Celeste for the day, Jesus Christ, my mental cannot take it. What? If you think Event Horizon, that's the previous segment, is hard, this is by far the hardest segment I've ever played in a video game. Finally, thank you. What the fuck is this? This is the Mimic level, and you have to constantly dash to keep its mouth open or else you'll be swallowed by the gigantic mouth and teeth. Finally, for fuck's sake. Fuck the Mimic screen, holy fuck. We continue on advancing through the hard segments, and after playing with the Star Blades and the Golden Feather... Oh my god, that was close, that was... What the fuck is this? This, no doubt, is by far the top 5 hardest rooms I've ever encountered. Basically, you have to bounce on the ice balls and get the tokens at the same time. The most evil thing about this part is, at the top of the screen, the ice balls do not regenerate at all, so you have to use the ice ball sparingly, or you can't even get up and get the final last door token. No. I'm so fucked. Progress? Fuck, man, that was so close. Oh my god, how am I not dead? And I'm dead. Let me cook? Fuck, don't let me cook, don't let me cook. Oh, why? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heart. Tell me why. Fuck. Hold on, I might be onto something. Never mind, I'm not onto something. And after 1 hour of failed attempts, coping, seething, and cursing, I finally did it. This room is so evil, and whoever made this room, I hope you have a nice Christmas and your family has good fortune. Oh my god! Now how do I get up there? Fucking Christ, finally! My fucking god. And just you thought it couldn't get worse, Chapter 9 introduces the wind mechanic. Although I don't like it very much, especially when the wind is blowing against you, I'll give it a pass this time. And after racing Kevin to the end while using a golden feather, we have almost reached the end of this horrifying section. In fact, determination costed more deaths than other sections in this map. The last screen is honestly my worst nightmare because there's the wind which is blowing against me, and riding the gold feather, while there are star blades, also known as reskinned blobs in chapter 3, patrol the pathway. Other than that, it's way easier than the ice balls fireballs room, and I had fun doing this level even though the wind sometimes just rattles my cage. Nevertheless, we are close to the third final segment in this DLC. Yes! Whew. Oh my god, that was clean. Once again, we argued with Madeline for whatever reason and decided once again we ignore her. And somehow, cassette rooms returned. Honestly, I don't like cassette rooms in the previous chapters because they only lasted for one screen and the soundtrack isn't that great either, so it's not very calming and makes me rage even more easily. However, in chapter 9's case, due to dying many times to the unique mechanics and previous mechanics from all chapters, I find these rooms to be rather relaxing and laid back. Frankly, I've died the least in this segment than Determination and Event Horizon combined. Also, their placement is really good. Eventually, you come to burnt out after dying over and over again to every mechanic introduced in the game, and once you think they are out of ideas, bam! They introduce cassette rooms, which are appropriately long and not too short. In conclusion, I feel like I have mistreated cassette rooms and I feel like they are a great addition to the game. Once you get to the end of the cassette levels, you'd be expecting a heart, right?
I'm a bird.
With our target cornered, we launched at our prize. Finally. After neutralizing the bird, Madeline starts to interrogate it, but upon further investigation the bird seems to be unconscious. However, it did get up and starts flying away from her. And finally, Madeline's words started to have some effect on Madeline, and instead of resurrecting Granny, we opted to free the bird in this dream world. As we realize Madeline is waking up from a bad dream, hence why the world is crumbling around her, the bird and Madeline decided to team up and escape out of the dream world by destroying several electrical panels to dissipate the hostile electricity. These screens are challenging, yes, but not as difficult as that in Event Horizon and Determination, because the devs wanted us to marvel at the scenery at the background and the amazing music Lana Rain cooked. Anyways, I've said enough, so sit back, relax, and watch as I complete the remaining screens. Whew. Well. And I finally present to you the final screen. If you think 7C is hard, playing this final screen will make you feel like 7C is a tutorial. This screen consists of 4 entirely different screens, and each one is progressively much more hectic and difficult than the last. The final screen requires you to lock in and pay attention to your surroundings, or else you will fuck up at the minimum setback. After 4 hours, I realized that I am terrible at this game and I wanted to use assist mode to cheese the final level, but I felt like it would be a hollow victory. And just like Nick K30 said, never give up, never back down. And I continued to persevere and press on into the screen.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking for a while and let you guys enjoy the show. Okay. Let's think. Let's think for a second here, folks. Let's think for a second. Fuck. Oh. Fuck, man. Okay. Whew. Come on. Okay. Finally, the time has come.
Execute Order 66.
If you think we are done here, you are dead wrong. There are two canonical endings to this game. The first one being the one we took earlier if we move to the right. But if you move left after you have destroyed the electrical panel, you will need to climb up very high in order to have a chance to getting the Moonberry. And warning, you will not have a checkpoint unless you arrive at the segment where there are vertical floating platforms and purple dash crystals. And once you acquire that checkpoint, it doesn't get easier, it actually becomes worse. It really sucks when there is not enough ground for you to regroup and relax, and every move needs to be calculated and you have to dash through everything. Well, I'm gonna stop talking, so let's just watch how the average Joe climbs not even Celeste mountain, it's just Celeste gravity. Oh. Finally. Once you are in this room, you can just commit self-Sudoku and arrive in the second final room for the Moonberry. If you struggle with the jellyfish beforehand, don't worry. This room serves as a final exam for those who have mastered the jellyfish tech, movement, and toss mechanics. Before attempting this room, I thought I was decent with the jellyfish, but after doing this, I felt humbled. Although Farewell's final screen is the most difficult, this is also challenging as well. I'll stop talking now and let you observe. No way! No way. Whew. No! No! Are you serious? Oh my god! Whew. Finally, the berry is mine. You are by my side all along, my guiding moonlight. I've done it. I've achieved the impossible and 100% Celeste when I'm terrible at platformers. Honestly, I'm so amazed at how tenacious and determined I was at 100%ing the game, even though I had zero skill. The Celeste Platinum experience is a painful and rewarding one, and I will be forever proud of this Platinum. If anyone's still watching at this time point, I appreciate you and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.